Hello dear cut and sew tribe, you're welcome to class. Yes, thank you all for stopping by. I really appreciate all our subscribers. Thank you all for your support. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. Thank you for sharing my videos. So this is what we want to learn today. It is a gown with 180-degree flare. So I'm going to show you how to cut it from the beginning to the end. If this looks like what you want to learn, let's get into it in detail. So these are the required materials you'll be needing. You will need all this material for this project. I have 2 rows of bias here. Hopefully they will be enough for the project. So I have 4 yards of Ankara fabric. Because I'm working for a small size, if you are a plus size, you are going to need more than that because of the flare we are going to cut. So but here I have 4 yards with me. I have my lining and my wadding. So I've already drafted out my basic bodies. You know how we do it here. So if you don't know how to draft basic body, I have detailed tutorial on it on this channel. You can do well to check it up so that you can have full understanding of what we are doing. Just to save our time, we will not be going into the basic body in detail. So having said all this, the next thing to do now is to alter our basic body to armhole princess dart bustier. So to get that line, that style line, you go to the midpoint of your armhole. Can you see it? And draw that shape with your curve. So on that line, you come down by at least 1 inch. For a small size, you can use 1 inch. For plus size, you can use 1.5 inches to tighten up the armhole. Do you get it now? So after that, now you need to extend your armhole. You are going to redraw your armhole and you are going to extend the line by the value you use to tighten your armhole. So I extended my own line by 1 inch and I redrew my armhole. The next thing we're going to do now is to tighten our under bust. So on your under bust line, measure your under bust circumference divided by 4. So whatever you have, note it. Of course, you are going to have some excess left. Now whatever you have left now, you are not going to take it away from the side. It's not possible. So you're going to look for a way of taking it away from the middle, just like I am trying to do now. So go in by 0.5. Can you see it? On that 0.5, from that place, you are going to take away whatever you have on that left side from the middle. Do you get my point now? So like me, I have 1.75 left and that is what I've taken away. So you are going to use your armhole curve to draw out the shape of the under bust, just like I am doing. So using this method will make your under bust circumference to be complete and it will make your curve to curve very well. So bring out the line just like I have done. For the neck width, my neck width I use 4 inches and the depth I use 4 inches. So and for the back, the depth I use 1.5. This totally depends on your preference. For the front, you can use 3x3 for your neck. Do you get it now? So our pattern alteration is ready and I'll proceed to cut it out. So the first place to cut is just to cut the center line like I am doing, so that you can be able to close your bust dart. Do you get it now? So slash the waistline like so and you cover your bust dart. Close up your bust dart before cutting the side. So go ahead and cut out your pattern. So our patterns are ready. For the front, we have the center front and the side front like so. I'll go ahead and cut the back, and we are going to proceed to the next thing. Our complete pattern set is ready. You can label it. You are going to cut 2 pieces for the back. For the side front, you cut 2 pieces, and your center front, you are going to cut it on fold. I'll pack on my pattern aside now, and we are going to work on the down part first, because I will need to cut it out before we transfer all our upper bodies, before we transfer the pattern on the fabric. So we need to do some calculation. You need to get the length of your flare and the circumference of the flare. So your full gown length, whatever it is, you are going to subtract your half length. In my own case, my full gown length is 56, my half length is 16. That is, my shoulder to waist is 16. So if I take away 16 from 56, I will have 40 inches left, and I'm going to add 1 inch extra for the hem allowance. So that means my flare length, the length of my flare is going to, the length of the down part of my gown is going to be 41 inches plus the seam allowance. Now, to get the radius of our flare, you know, we are cutting 180 degree, so you will need your the waist circumference. I'm going to cut it together, and later on we are going to separate the front from the back. So whatever your waist is, you are going to add all your allowances, the four sides. You know, we have 4 sides, so I'll be adding 1.5 inches to each side, and that's going to give me a total of 6 inches for my sewing allowance, plus 1.5 zipper allowance for the back. So all these allowances, you are going to add it to your waist circumference. So in my own case now, I have total of 37.5 for the waist circumference, because I've added all my sewing allowance and the zipper allowance. You know, I said we are going to cut the flare together. You are going to understand by the time we are cutting it. So now, whatever you now have, you are going to divide it by 3.14. That is the formula for finding the radius of 180 degree flare, and in my home case I have 12. To fold your fabric, you need to fold your fabric. To fold it now, you're going to add 41 plus 12 inches. In my own case, in your own case, you're going to use your own accurate measurement. Now I have 41 plus 12, and that is going to give me 53. The 53 is what I'm going to measure now. Just look at the way I'm going to measure it. My 41, which is the flare length, and 12 inches for the radius of my flare, will give me 53. So I need to emphasize on that. Please use your own accurate body measurement. So the 53 is what I want to fold on my fabric. So this is how you're going to fold it. On the edge of your fabric, you will go ahead and measure 53. So can you see the way I am measuring it? From the edge of your fabric, go ahead and measure the total amount you have calculated. So I have 53 in my own case, and I'm going to double it. I will double it, the 53. So whatever you have that you have calculated, you are going to double it. So this is how to fold 180 degree flare. So I'm trying to fold my fabric 53 in 2 places. Can you see the way I am folding it? So after folding it now like this, so that I can have space to work with, I will cut it out. 53 in two places, I will go ahead and cut it out. So I'm just trying to check it again if what I have is complete. Yes, I have it, 53. I can now go ahead and cut it out. So I'll put aside the leftover fabric and I'm going to fold it triangularly. Just watch the way I'm going to fold my fabric. Can you see it? So you fold it like this. You know I said we are cutting both the front and the back together. So I'm trying to leave my 2 inches seam allowance for the zipper. That is what I'm trying to. Can you see it? We have 4 pieces. So the 2 pieces, the opening is going to be for your zipper allowance. Now you go ahead and measure from the longest side of your fabric. Can you see the side I'm measuring is the longest side? I will measure my 53 from the pointed angle. Can you see it? And you are going to rotate it all through. So go ahead and rotate your 53. Can you see it? So obviously 2 parts, 2 pieces out of the 4 pieces will not be up to 53 because of the length of Ankara fabric. Don't worry yourself. I'm going to show you how you can complete that part. Just make sure you rotate your tape measure and measure your 53 across. Can you see the way I'm rotating my fabric? That is how you are going to do. Go ahead and rotate it and make sure you have your complete length. So I will try and chalk it out so that you can see it very well. Can you see it? So this is what you should have. 2 pieces will be complete and 2 pieces will not be complete because of the length of Ankara fabric is not up to 53. Do you get it now? So I'll cut out that part, and these pieces we have left, I'm going to use it to complete the other 2 pieces that are not complete. Can you see it? So I'll just go ahead now and join these pieces we have here. I'm going to use it to complement that part that is not complete. Can you see it? So let me just pin it down. I'll try and pin it down. So when you are pinning it down, make sure you overlap it by half inch. That half inch is what you're going to use to join it together. So I'll pin it down now and I'll turn it to the other side. I'm going to turn it to the other side to trim out the excess we still have on this fabric. So can you see it? I'll cut it out now. So this is how to make your Ankara fabric complete whenever you are cutting flare like this. So this is what we have. Our 180-degree flare is ready, like so. Yes, and I'll proceed to cut out our waist circumference. You remember the 12 inches we added to the length of the flare is what you are going to use on that part now. So I'm measuring my 12 inches because that is the radius of my circumference. So you are going to use that pointed part on the upper part to get that shape. I hope you saw the way I rotated my tape. So that's what you're going to do too, and I'll cut it out. So I'll take it to the sewing machine now to join that part. I've joined it together and we now have complete 180-degree flare. Can you see it? So, and if you want the opening we have at the center on the picture I have on the thumbnail, you can open the folded part of this circle. You can open it up, but in my own case I'm not going to open it up. And we have our down parts ready. So I'll just go ahead now and transfer my upper bodice. I'm going to transfer it. I've transferred my upper bodice to fabric. I've cut my linings as well. So for the center front, I just added ½ inch all through. For the side front, I added ½ inch at the center and 1.5 inches for the sewing allowance. So for the back, 1.5 inches for the sewing allowance, 1 inch for zipper. I've cut my basic sleeve. If you don't know how to go about it, check this channel. You will see a detailed tutorial on it. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do before we start joining our pieces together is to get the shape of our outer pocket. We added 1.5 inches on our flare allowance. Do you still remember? So that 1.5 is what I measured first. And for your pocket opening, use between 7 to 8 inches. So in my own case, I'll be using 7.5 inches, and I will measure that 1.5 seam allowance like so. Can you see it? Both up and down, measure your 1.5 inches. So from that 1.5 inches, your seam allowance, you go in to get the shape of your pocket like so. The reason why you need to measure the 1.5 inches is that by the time you want to join your flare, you want to use your seam allowance so that your pocket opening will not cover up. Do you get it now? So now you can go ahead and draw out the shape of the pocket. So the next thing is to cut the pocket bag. I'm going to use my lining to illustrate that. So for the length of the pocket bag, you can use 13 inches. I use 13 inches. And for the width on fold, you can use 10 inches. Now you're going to place it under like this. Can you see it? Because it is flare, your pocket bag cannot be straight because of the shape of the flare. Do you get it now? So I'm trying to place it because the way you place this pocket bag will determine whether it will relax when you are sewing it. So I need to get that shape, the shape on the waist, and I will make sure that we have it laying flat by the side before cutting out. So I'm going to cut out the shape. Can you see the way I'm trying to place it? So this is what you want to do as well for your pocket to relax. So you need to cut out this shape before cutting out the shape of your outer pocket. So I'll bring it out for you now to see how it will look. Can you see it? This is how it should look. So now I'll go ahead and cut out my, can you see it? I've cut out my shape, my outer pocket shape like this, and I'm trying to check it again to see if everything is okay. So if you want to cut the mouth, you need to cut the mouth of your pocket bag, but this time around it's going to be one side. Can you see the way I'm trying to place it? So place it, arrange it like this and cut it. You need to cut one side of your pocket bag, open it up and cut out this shape because we are going to use it to turn the mouth. So this is what we have, and I'm going to cut 2 pieces of that, 2 pieces of this. I'll cut it on my main fabric. So you know we have 2 pockets, so I've cut out the 2 pieces. Can you see it? For the 2 pockets, and it is only one side I shaped out. Now to go and sew it, for you to sew it, before you sew it, you need to tape it first. You know we have bias style lines on the outside of the pocket. So I'll take my bias now and just follow the shape of the pocket, leaving 0.5 inch at the beginning because that is what you are going to use to turn your pocket bag. So I'll go and sew it down 2 lines or 3 So I use 3 lines in my own case. Can you see it? I've sewn it down with my bias. So our style lines are ready. Now the next thing to do now is to set your pocket bag. You need to set it and know the way it's going to look. So you know this is how it should look by the time you are done sewing. For you to turn the edge of that pocket opening, You are going to take your pocket bag, right side, facing the right side of your flare. Can you see it? I am pinning it down, right side, facing the right side, because you know the pocket bag is going to be showing outside when you are done. So you make sure it is right side facing right side. So when you join it, when you finish joining, this is what you should have. The right side of your fabric should be showing outside. Do you get it now? So that is how to finish up your outer pocket. So I'll do the same thing now to the other side. I'm going to pin it down using the shaped part, the parts we shaped out. I'll use 1 inch, right side facing right side, and turn it out. So let me go and do that and we continue. So this is what we have. I've sewn down the pocket bag and our flare now is complete. So this is how your pocket bag should relax inside. If you don't trace it out the way we did earlier on, your pocket bag will not relax. So the next thing to do now is this. I will go ahead now and join my upper bodice for the front. So can you see, you're going to place your wording on the center front and on the 2 side fronts. Do you get it now? So I'm trying to get the setting. So this is what you will have. I'll join the 3 pieces together and I will join my lining. So just join the lining, join them together, and the fabric. So I've joined them and this is what we have. Can you see it? The fabric is ready. If you follow what I've taught you, this is how your cup should come out. Now the next thing is to arrange my flare for the front, and I'll bring the upper bodies. I will join them together on the waist using 1/2 inch. So now don't turn the upper bodies yet with your lining. You know, we are still going to do our bias on it. We are going to create our style lines with bias. So join it at the waist first without turning it with lining. So can you see, I'm trying to like see if my bias will be okay. I later use just the 2 rows. So but if you want it more, you can use more than 2 rows of bias. So I've joined it, I've sewn down my bias. Can you see it? So like this, your work will be very neat. You know, all the sewing will be inside. So when you are sewing, make sure your pocket bag, please guys, you need to take note of that, so that your pocket bag will not pack inside. If your pocket bag pack inside, it will not relax very well. So the next thing now is I'll bring my lining. I have cut the down part too, just like this is not as long as the fabric, so I cut the down part. I'm going to join the lining and I will use it to turn the neckline. I've worked on the 2 pieces for the back like so, and the next thing is to join the down part of the back as well. So I'll go and do all those things. I'm going to turn the waist of the back pieces as well, and we'll come and continue. So this is what we have. I've joined, can you see it, that all the stitches, they are now inside because I've covered them with my lining. So can you see the waistline? I've concealed them with the lining. So this is what you should have. The next thing to do now is to fix our sleeve, the basic sleeve. So notch the midpoint. Can you see the way I'm folding it? So and you place it. If you notice, I have not turned the hem of my sleeve. Yes, so that your work can be neat. Just go ahead and fix your sleeve like so. And for the edge on the neckline, you just look for a way of finishing it up, and you are going to create the 3 lines on your sleeve after joining your sleeve to the armhole. Do you get it now? So because the sleeve, because the style lines just go straight on the sleeve together with the armhole. Okay, now can you see it? I have joined my sleeve and I've torn it with the lining. So but when I wanted to finish it up on the shoulder, I have a little challenge there because of uh the bias there, but I maneuver it. So can you see it now? Everything is set. The next thing to do now is I'm trying to arrange my fabric so that I can measure. I can go ahead and shape my dress. So I'll use 1.5 inches. I'm trying to cross check everything. So I'm going to use my seam allowance to shape out the dress, and our dress will be ready after sewing, after shaping it, and I will display it on the mannequin. Okay, so this is it. This is the final outlook of our dress. Can you see how neat and beautiful it is? Guys, if you find this tutorial helpful, kindly give us thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more interesting tutorial, and do well to turn on the bell notification so that you'll be notified anytime I upload new video. I'll see you in the next class. Keep practicing. Bye.